What motivated you to join the self-study language program?
I was an exchange student to Thailand after I graduated high school for a gap year. SSLP has been a great program for me to continue my progress in Thai and not forget as much of it as I would have.
For me, it was about rekindling my knowledge for the language, but also connecting with other people who speak.
I always kind of had this conflict between cultures, being natively Turkish but only having friends who spoke English. I really enjoyed getting to speak with my professor and classmates through the Yamada language program because it made me feel like if I just work at it, I can still keep that part of myself.
What do you appreciate about the self-study language program?
I appreciate the small class sizes.
I could learn what I wanted at the pace that I wanted.
It helps me connect with the world more.
It allows me to get a lot more speaking and reading practice.
You never feel overlooked by, a teacher or your peers.
Having the opportunity to actually take control of my learning was a little bit challenging, but also very rewarding. It requires a lot from the student, but it's also very nice because you don't have the sense that you're doing something meaningless, right?
I say we have a lot more fun in these classes.
How does the self-study language program differ from standard language classes?
A curriculum that is integrated with both the professor and the students' input was just so refreshing and fun.
This environment was so much more welcoming, was so much more about getting something out of the language and the culture rather than just testing us and trying to make us get a certain grade.
You decide what you want to do, and then the teacher will guide you and will give you the resources to accomplish the goal you want.
And it allows for me to continue to progress in the areas that I'm interested in as opposed to a standardized curriculum.
What have you gained from the self-study language program?
It's really kind of like a cultural experience, I think, more than just a language class.
Before taking this language class, I could never read or write Urdu, and now I can read and write Urdu, which is really major because that means I'm the only living member of my family who can do that.
I'm getting out of this class not only the language, but also the culture and just that world experience. And also my family, I'm half Iranian, and helps me connect to my Middle Eastern roots.
Me as a learner, it gave me more tools to be able to communicate with different people.
Overall, I like it much more than a traditional language class.
What advice would you give to students interested in joining the SSLP?
Well, first of all, if someone is considering whether they should take it or not, I was also hesitant at first, so my first advice would be take it, give it a try.
Figure out what you want to learn and at the pace you want to learn it, because it's entirely up to you.
Any opportunity you can come up with that works for you to gain exposure to the language is always going to be helpful.
It's really easy to forget stuff that you're learning for the first time. Write everything down, use flashcards, just put as much time into it as you can, and you see a lot of results really quickly.
Take the time to reflect, because for me it was very strange to have these questions like, oh, what do you want to learn? What are you going to do to improve your abilities? Because I never had to ask myself that question. It was always pre-decided for me. So taking the time to reflect actually improves your learning process, right?
Make mistakes, have fun, that's the way you learn.
If you don't put your whole heart into it, you're not going to get that much out of it. And I think that with the teachers and the students, it's easy to put your whole heart in because they do the same.
For more information about the self-study language program, please visit our website at ylc.uoregon.edu/services/self-study.